So eXp commercial agents have the same opportunities when it comes to revenue share, stock equity in the company, healthcare, training, networking, amazing collaboration with some of the best commercial people in the absolute world. eXp actually does a certification for all residential agents if it's something that you're interested in getting into. And boy, do I have a treat for you guys today. I have eXp commercial real estate agent Kerry Fletcher here with me today, straight from Houston, Texas. He specializes in commercial and land and ranch, and he's going to talk to us about why eXp commercial made sense for him. He actually came from Compass, selling luxury real estate with his wife, and has transitioned into land and ranch and commercial. So if you want to hear exactly why eXp commercial is so special, stay tuned. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is your host, Jesse Dau, coming to you with another episode of the Cloud-Based Brokerage. And if you want to know everything from real estate to revenue share right here at eXp Realty, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and tap that little bell so you're notified each and every time I drop a new video. And honestly, I'm getting calls from real estate agents, team leads, broker owners, influencer agents, and people not even in real estate wanting to reach out and talk about eXp. And I absolutely love it. So if you want to get a hold of me, you got to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or even schedule a Zoom down in the description below. However you want to get a hold of me, I got your back when making a move to eXp Realty. I got Kerry Fletcher here with me today. He's from Houston, Texas. He actually joined us about a year ago, I'd say, from Compass Realty. And he actually has recently transitioned into doing land and ranch and commercial. And one thing that I've really wanted to get involved with, and I shouldn't say get involved with, more like build my knowledge base around is commercial. So last week when I heard that you were transitioning into land and ranch, I was super excited to hear that and glad, because I talked to a lot of agents around the country or even outside of the US. And I always say, eXp is one thing that you see. And then when you come inside of this program, you might find something else that you find interesting or that fits what you want to do, which sounds kind of like what you found your way to. So why don't you talk us through that whole experience and how you were led to land and ranch and commercial?
Oh yeah. So, I'll try to keep it short, but my wife has been doing real estate for close to 20 years. Me, not so much. And also, it's a city mouse, country mouse. So we're here in Houston, and she was always born and raised in the city, and she's a luxury premier agent, right? Million plus listings. And, we were with Compass and my previous brokerage. I was like, oh, I'd really like to get into land and ranch. In Houston, there's not really any big brokerages or boutique brokerages that focus on it. There's a little here, there, and I really feel like it could, we could do this. Went to my sales manager, and I don't know, I hate to sound negative, but it was really kind of hoo-hooed, like, oh, well, have you sold a land and ranch? Have you sold a ranch yet? I'm like, no, but I grew up on it, right? I grew up riding horses, and I know all the real estate agents out in those territories. As a matter of fact, let me show you this. This is a little flyer that I picked up at, my family's place out in San Saba. And I'm sitting there looking through there, and there's like multi-million-dollar ranches that aren't on a website. You can't find them on Lands of Texas. They're not on an MLS anywhere. The agent doesn't even have a website or any kind of web presence. I'm like, oh my gosh, the people in Houston, the people in Dallas, the people in Austin, the people in California. I got a call from a guy from New Zealand I'm working with, and another guy from UAE. They have no idea that these places exist. So I wanted to do it. Fast forward, didn't really get any kind of support. But it's a pretty similar story to what you have, right? You've got this really good idea that you see, and the brokerage is like, no, fit in this box, or we don't know what to do with you if you don't fit into this box, right? So fast forward, came to you guys, did the YouTube boot camp, and was just like, okay, this is the way, right? And then just started, doing it out there, creating content, creating value, using y'all's coaching, teaching. And now, like we were just doing it, I own probably 50, 60 to 80% of the search engine optimization for Texas land and ranch buying. And it's been incredible opportunity that the only reason I've got it is because of, the transition over to eXp. As you know, eXp launched its commercial thing. And I have a lot of old classmates, a lot of friends, a lot of business contacts, because like I said, I haven't been in real estate for all that long. And, my skill sets and my background has all been business. I've run chemical plants. I was a COO of an entrepreneurial startup. I know a lot about financing, funding, you name it, right? And that's where a lot of my networking. So I kept getting sort of these opportunities, but I felt like I didn't know enough to do commercial real estate and to do it well. And eXp launched eXp Commercial, and I was in the initial class. And I don't know if you know this, and for those of you who are interested in it, eXp does this commercial certification. So if you're a residential agent and you're interested in doing commercial deals, it's like a week-long process where you go in, you actually take a test, you'll take classes, but they'll teach you everything like return on equity, financing, marketing, everything that you need to know to get yourself started in the commercial. They teach you that. But then also they teach you about eXp and eXp Commercial and what makes it unique. And so I was part of the first class.
What makes eXp Commercial unique?
Well, it's that, I'm going to call it that resumercial. So eXp Commercial is, first of all, it's national, going international. Two, you're able to leverage the network of 52, as of today, it's like 52,000 some odd residential agents out there. And it's about every residential agent has a brother, cousin, friend, somebody who's got a commercial deal that they're in the same shoes I was, where it's like they're talking a different language. I don't know what's going on. So you can network within that 52,000 through workplace, through local stuff, through your value chain, right? So like, I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some announcements and posts out there on our Honey Badger network of, hey, if you have commercial deals within Texas or even outside of Texas, give me a call. I'd love to help you, right? And the fact that you get this synergy between eXp Commercial and eXp Residential is pretty amazing. That, and because we're a global brand and we're big, the tools are so much different on the back end as far as to be able to do your job, co-star. I was showing you the stuff where you can look up all the tax records, who owns what kind of loan. You get that for next to nothing when you join eXp Commercial. Whereas if you were to go in and let's just say our fees are about $250 a month. They may go up whenever we add some more tools, but as of right now, it's $250 a month. If I were to go out there and buy all of those tools on my own, or if I was in a small brokerage or a normal size brokerage, I would be spending thousands of dollars a month to have access to those tools, right?
Oh, wow.
And because we're a technology company, because we're a national company, international, we get to leverage our purchasing power across the board. And because eXp brokerages where they're just sitting there trying to see you to death, they're just passing along that at cost, right? They're not making any markup on it. There's no way they could be making any markup on it because it's so much less expensive within eXp Commercial versus if you were to go out there and buy it on yourself.
Well, the one thing that I thought was really interesting was that you were telling me, like, when you were getting into it, there was different leaders of different divisions. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about that?
So I've always been, because of the land and ranch and, because my wife has always been focused on the residential side, I had been dabbling in and trying to which we could sell to a builder, and then therefore she could also get the listing. And sure enough, there's a whole subspecialty within eXp Commercial that was focused on land and land development for those purposes. Except rather than it being a single lot, we're talking acreages, right, for a whole subdivisions or new master plan communities or whatever. And they have, eXp went out and hired the best of the best across the country that has done nothing but specialize this. And Heidi Hawk is responsible for the land and land development. I was networking with her in the world, right? Like she got up and I was like, oh man, I need to contact her. So immediately while she was up there, I went and looked her up on LinkedIn, made a connection on LinkedIn, sent her a text message, met me and met my wife, and it has been a game changer. Now, one of the things that you have to know is, when they assume these kind of leadership roles, and because there's 52,000 residential agents and 1,000 commercial agents, they don't have the time to just take everybody's call and answer everybody's question. They wouldn't be able to get anything done. So there had to be some sort of synergy or value add. And we just sat down and started talking, getting to know each other. And she's like, yeah, hey, I know Houston. I'm working with some investors that are looking for this. I'm like, oh, well, I know a guy who's looking for investment in that. And we were able to connect on that. And then she's like, well, you're in Houston. I've got this deal that came my way because the funding fell out and I was supposed to be funding it. And I know the investors behind it. Do you know somebody who's interested in buying this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on this guy ranch and his business is in that business. So yeah, let's bring him to the table. And so it's been game changer for me. I was telling you before, rather than buying or selling a $700,000 house, it's a $7 million piece of land, or it's a $40 million, port facility, or it's a $180 million funding, or a $75 million, a business that's being sold. So it's just been a huge, huge game changer. And it's all been because went to the class, networked with the right people, and was able to add some value and build some synergy with them. And I think that's what, if I were to tell anybody, I think that's what makes eXp unique, is you can make it whatever you want. Mm-hmm. I mean, this time last year at my old brokerage, trying to figure out what I was going to do now, because you couldn't hold open houses, you couldn't go into the office, you couldn't, do these things within the normal real estate tradition. And now, I've got my land and ranch channel. I've launched my commercial YouTube channel, working just in a different stratosphere as far as the types of deals. But they have similar leadership for multifamily homes. Like Grant Cardone, he's a perfect example. He has like $2.5 billion worth of real estate assets under his name. And most of that is multifamily, apartments. And we have the best of the best as far as networking resources for multifamily home. And that makes up a pretty significant chunk of apartment complexes. But you've got a specialist that deals with nothing but HOA. You've got another specialist who's the head of retail leasing. I called him up. I had a friend who wanted to lease out a restaurant, and I called him up and was like, hey, I've got this deal. Can you help me? I'm having some trouble with this guy who's the national leaser. And he gave me his LOI, told me how to handle the negotiation process, what to expect in it. And so it was a, tremendous resource and a tremendous value going in and being able to do that.
Gotcha. So James Huang is our president, obviously, of commercial. So you think he's done an amazing job at building out a team?
Yeah, fantastic. These guys are just, all of them have the skins on the wall, the credibility, the network connections. But at the same time, I talk to all of them. I actually, I'm going to be joining the leadership committee on the land development, and I attend the other meetings. every one of them is excited about the potential for eXp because they've never had this before. They've never had the synergy and the power of the connections between 52,000, residential agents. And they do a class. They do this residential class about once a quarter, maybe once every half year or so. And the last one was when my wife and I were down in Cabo, and there's something like 8,400 residential agents going in and getting their commercial certification. And I got to tell you that I would encourage any and all residential agents to go through that class. You dedicate a week to it. When you get out of it, either one, man, I'm so glad I did this. I really want to focus on commercial because this is a great opportunity and this is where I want to be. Or two, these guys are crazy. It's nothing but numbers. I don't want to do commercial. They speak a different language. It's a different thing. And anytime I get a commercial opportunity, I'm gonna refer it to so and so because I know they're gonna do a great job, and I know that that's just way more complex than I want to do on my deals, right? But you're probably going to end up in one of those two categories. But either way, you're going to meet the right people. You're going to know that either you can do it and you want to do it, or man, there's a reason why commercial agents don't want to work with residential agents on a deal. And I know now why I've always gotten talked down to or snobby, or why people don't want to do deals with me when I do that once a year or twice a year.
Yeah. So with now that you mentioned that on the commercial side, like how long does the average transaction take to close?
I can't give you exact numbers, but I can just tell you that it takes longer. It's the difference between, I'm going to call it in Texas, the difference between hunting hogs and hunting buffalo, right? If you're going to hunt a buffalo or you're going to hunt something big, it's going to take you a lot longer. But the at-bats, the quality at-bats that I'm getting make it worthwhile. Now, you had mentioned, partnerships, right? And, you've got you and Jackson have a lot of people within your organization who are, partners. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to afford to do this. I wouldn't be able to do this if, my consistently still doing really well on the residential side, or if I didn't have a few, residential deals that I've been working and doing to get me through it. And also the fact that I've got the land and ranch stuff that's consistently, I'm consistently getting, leads from that. So it's like, I can afford to be more patient and work on these longer deals because I'm not needing it to pay the bills, right?
Yeah. So, but when you do get the payday, it's pretty large.
Yeah, like I said, the deals that I've actively got in my pipeline are in the smallest one is an all cash deal that's currently in negotiations for six plus million, but all of them are 6 million, 40 million, 180 million, 70 million, type of deals.
And the commission is it standard like 2%, 3%?
Yeah, it's roughly the same. The vast majority of them are 2%. I mean, not 2%, are 3% or 2.5%, or sometimes upwards of 4%. A couple of the deals I've got is 4%. Now, sometimes you have to, because I'm working with not officially my mentor, but because we're working on these together, some of those we're splitting. So let's say you split a $35 million deal, okay, right? And it's just, it's tough. It's tough to find luxury houses that are worth that much. And that market is pretty small. And, to be quite honest, I don't fit into that. I fit into my cowboy jeans. I fit into my cowboy boots. You'd be surprised how many blank pieces of dirt out there are worth multi millions more than that, mansion, that 5,000 square foot mansion.
Right? Oh, I know. I used to know a lot of very wealthy farmers, and They'll make fun of people for driving Mercedes Benz when their truck probably costs 150.
Yeah. So anyway, for me, it's been the best. And, I look back a year ago, this is kind of where I wanted to go. This is what I wanted to do. And, I'm going to use a cowboy term. I wasn't on the right horse. I wasn't partnering. I wasn't riding the right horse. The horse that I was on was not going to get me where I wanted to go. And it wasn't until I got on a horse that had the infrastructure, the sturdiness, the whatever to get me where I wanted to go.
I say that all the time, and I think it's super exciting. If anyone's watching this and they want to get information about the eXp commercial world, they can reach out to you, right?
Oh yeah. They can reach out to me, but I'll have my Calendly link down in the description. I know your stick is, I can't remember, give us a call, send us a text message, send us an email, or send us a carrier pigeon. Mine is, send us a call, send us an email. Heck, if you want to, send me a note via Pony Express. Any which way you want to reach out to me, I've got you back. And I seriously, you'd be surprised how many people they call and they'll be like, well, you told me to call. I can't, you answered, right? I'm like, well, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I changed mine up now. It says, send us a text, send us an email, or give us a call, or even schedule a Zoom down in the description below.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to have to change mine up, but yeah, reach me anytime. And I know this, and it's something it's tough to learn if you don't know it. This channel, this that we're doing, is we're just trying to put good information out there. We want people to be able to have the information to make the decisions. And we want to have people that come work with us and partner with us that have that same abundant mindset that says, look, we're going to put it out there. We're going to try to teach. We're going to try to coach. We're going to try to help other people go down this path that we've already hacked our way through the weeds and through the woods. And I would love to help them figure out commercial, figure out land and ranch, figure out YouTube, or figure out this residential commercial blending.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. So like, what if somebody did come to eXp and they reached out to you and they're like, hey, I want to try to sell a little bit of commercial, but I also want to still commercial, but I'm primarily a residential real estate agent now. Can they do both?
They can do both. So I'm going to put an asterisk. This stuff goes out there, YouTube. Rules change, things change. The way it's currently structured is if you're under the there are two different brokerages. If you're under the residential umbrella and you decide that you want to do commercial deals, it's pretty much unlimited. You can do as many commercial deals as you want to. They're not going to, however, you're not going to, it's like you're not going to have access to all the tools, right? You're not going to have the CoStar. You're not going to have the tools for all the marketing. You're not going to have the databases. It's a different CRM system, I think, or some different interfaces in the CRM. So it's like taking a knife to a gunfight, right? If you want to, you can keep doing it. You can do as many as you want, right? Or you can network and then refer those out, have a higher chance of it getting done and getting paid a referral fee. Or if you want to, you can do it. Now, on the commercial side, say you're a commercial agent like myself. I'm a commercial agent as of September 1st, officially over, everything in there. I have a certain number of residential deals I can do. And sort of like the residential, I have a certain number of personal deals I can do, but it's much more limited. We're not members of the MLS. We're not members of the NAR. We've got our different associations. And so they really don't want to have the liability of, and they don't want to have eXp Commercial to have this bad reputation of coming in and not playing by the same rules as everybody else. And so it's limited on how many deals you can do. I think it's like 4.
Okay, like makes sense.
But again, that's all. They could change the rules tomorrow.
Exactly. But the cool thing it is there if you need it. Obviously, if you're selling a lot of commercial, you're probably just going to refer the deal off anyways, and vice versa. You want the experts
Yeah.
to take care of the stuff. But the cool thing is the land and ranch does fall into commercial, right?
Land and ranch is awesome because it falls under either one. You can do, it can be considered a commercial, be considered a residential deal. So if you're doing land and ranch and you want to go out there and do land and ranch in the state that you're at, or if you want to come here in Texas and do it, first of all, I'm hiring. Let me put this out there. I need other agents to come join me. I can't cover all the leads and all the opportunity that I've got. So if you're interested and you want to be land and ranch here in the state of Texas, please give me a call. Please.
I actually have a guy for you.
Oh, cool. Please have him. I need some help.
I have a guy moving to Texas right now. He's been doing real estate and he's in Chicago now. He's moving to Houston. He'd be perfect for you.
Oh, have him give me a call, man. We will work. But where were we? So we were talking about.
We were saying land and ranch can be sold
either or. It can be considered either one. So it's kind of your choice. If you're a residential agent, you want to remain residential and you want to do land and ranch on the side, or you want to focus on land and ranch, that's fine. If you're a commercial agent and you want to do land and ranch on the side, or you want to focus on land and ranch, you can do it because it falls under either one. It's got its own separate lending. It's got its own separate, contract, but it falls under either one. And the reason being is there's different E&O and transaction insurance, right? So obviously the cost for errors and omissions for commercial is much larger, and it just doesn't make sense to do residential transactions. They would encourage you to refer that out.
Exactly. And then real quickly, just so agents know, if you joined eXp Commercial, that you still have access to revenue share, you still get stock, you still get access to healthcare, everything that eXp offers, you get underneath both sides.
Oh yeah. And you know this, and I know this because you and I have talked about it. There's 52,000 as of today, residential agents. There's only like 1,000 commercial agents. So when you're talking about recruiting, rev share, the growth potential, and we haven't opened any countries except for the U.S. I don't even think we're in all 50 states yet. But
it's all but like 5.
Yeah. So when you talk about growth potential for recruiting, commercial, my opinion is, and it's not just mine, I've heard it in these leadership calls. This is an incredible opportunity. You're within the first 1,000 agents, but you've got the synergy and the network of the 52,000 residential agents that you're riding their coattails, you're riding their wave, and you don't have to fight that fight of, is eXp for real? Is it going to last? Is it going to be whatever? And the growth potential my opinion is the growth potential on the commercial side is just incredible because it's like very, very early stage. They haven't even existed for half a year yet.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's what I remember my first month here at eXp. I said the biggest opportunity this company has on top of the growth is obviously, in my opinion, it was the commercial side. It's just, I have no experience in that. So I got super excited when I heard that you made the move into that. I think it's perfect for you. I'm glad you're super happy doing it. So anyone that's watching out there, you guys want to get into doing commercial or land and ranch, whether you're in Texas or in Oregon, Miami, hit us up, give us a call. We're both available to help you guys out, but we'd love to partner up with anybody that's watching this right now and wants to, take their career to the next level. Or if you're already in commercial and you just want to join a company that has a lot of opportunities, we got your back.
Yep.
So
hey, thanks, Jesse. I really appreciate you doing this interview. I'm looking forward to touching base with you. Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.